Welcome to Smart English Stories. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more English stories. Learning to speak English well is like planting a seed. First, you need the right soil, water, and sunlight. Then, with care and time, the seed grows into a strong tree. Your journey to fluency is like that. It starts small but grows with practice and patience. When I was young, I found English hard. I remember sitting with a book, trying to understand the words. It felt like climbing a tall mountain. But with each page, I got better. One day, I read a whole story without stopping. That was the day I felt the seed of fluency start to grow inside me. A good way to begin is by listening. When you listen, you hear how words should sound. Imagine a baby learning to talk. The baby listens first. It hears the voices of people around. Then, it tries to copy those sounds. You are like that baby. The more you listen, the more you learn. I once met a man who learned English just by listening to songs. He didn't know the meaning of every word, but he sang along. Over time, he understood the lyrics. He told me, music was my teacher, and now English is my friend. Speaking is another important part. You might feel shy or scared to speak, but remember, every word you say is like watering the seed. Even if you make mistakes, you are still helping the seed grow. Speak to yourself in English. Look in the mirror and talk. It may feel strange, but it works. A woman I knew practiced speaking by talking to her pet dog. She said, "My dog doesn't care if I make mistakes. He just listens soon." She was confident enough to speak with people. Her dog helped her grow her English fluency. Reading is like giving your seed sunlight. Books, articles, and even short stories can help. Start with easy stories. As you read, you will see how words fit together. You will learn new words and ideas. Every new word is like a leaf on your tree. When I first read in English, I chose simple books. They were short and had pictures, but they taught me a lot. I still remember the first book one finished. It was a small victory, but it made me feel proud. I knew I was getting better. Writing is also important. It's like the roots of the tree. The more you write, the deeper your roots go. Write about your day, your thoughts, or even your dreams. It doesn't have to be long. Just a few sentences each day can help. I started by writing letters to myself. They were short and simple, but each letter helped me think in English. One day, I wrote a whole page without stopping. I felt my English was growing stronger, like a tree with deep roots. Remember to be patient with yourself. Fluency doesn't come overnight. It's like waiting for the tree to grow. It takes time. But if you keep going, you will see the tree of fluency grow tall and strong. A wise person once told me, "The key to fluency is not speed, But consistency, this means it's better to practice a little every day than to try and learn everything at once. Just like a tree needs daily care, so does your English. Making mistakes is normal. They are like the wind that shakes the tree. But the wind also helps the tree grow stronger. So, don't be afraid of mistakes. Each one is a lesson. Each one helps you grow. I remember a time when I made a big mistake while speaking English. I felt embarrassed, but then I laughed about it. I realized that mistakes are just part of the journey. That day, I learned more than just English. I learned to be kind to myself. Surround yourself with English. This is like making sure your tree gets enough sunlight and water. Watch movies, listen to music, and read in English. The more you see and hear English, the faster you will learn. A friend of mine loved watching English movies. She didn't understand them at first, but she watched them with subtitles. Slowly, she started to catch more words. Today, she speaks English fluently. Movies were her sunlight. Practice with others. Speaking with friends or joining a group can help. It's like planting many trees together. You help each other grow. Don't worry if your English isn't perfect. The goal is to keep growing. I joined a group where we only spoke English. At first, I was nervous, but everyone was kind. We learned from each other. Each meeting was like water for our trees. We all grew together. Another tip is to keep a journal. Write about your progress. Write down new words you learn. This helps you see how much you have grown. Your journal is like a record of your tree's growth. I kept a journal when I was learning English. It was full of my thoughts, feelings, and new words. Sometimes I look back and see how far I've come. It's like looking at a photo of a small tree that is now big and strong. Try to think in English. This is like the leaves of the tree catching sunlight. The more you think in English, the easier it becomes to speak. Start with simple thoughts. As you get better, your thoughts will grow too. I once met someone who always translated from their language to English. It made speaking slow and hard. But when they started thinking in English, everything became easier. Their words flowed like water. Don't give up, even when it's hard. There will be days when you feel stuck. But remember, every tree has days without sunshine. Keep practicing. Keep watering your seed. Your fluency will grow. There was a time when I felt like giving up. I thought I would never be fluent. But I kept going. I kept going. I kept practicing. One day I realized I was speaking without thinking. My tree had grown tall, and I didn't even notice. Find joy in the process. Learning English doesn't have to be hard. Make it fun. Sing songs, watch funny videos, or play games in English. When you enjoy what you do, learning becomes easy. A young girl I knew learned English by playing games. She loved the game so much that she didn't even realize she was learning. Her English grew without her noticing. It was like her tree was growing while she played. Celebrate your progress. Every small step is important. Each new word, each new sentence is a sign that your tree is growing. Celebrate these moments. They show you are on the right path. When I learned a new word, I would use it in a sentence. Then I would smile and say, I did it. These small celebrations kept me motivated. They were like small drops of water helping my tree grow. Keep a positive attitude. Believe in yourself. Know that you can do it. Your tree might be small now, but with care, it will grow. Fluency is within your reach if you keep going. A wise person once told me, your mind is like a garden. What you plant will grow. If you plant positive thoughts, you will grow fluency. If you believe in yourself, you will see your English improve every day. In this journey, remember that you are not alone. Many people around the world are learning English just like you. Together, you are like a forest of trees, all growing toward the sky. I met people from many countries who were learning English. We shared our stories and struggles. It felt good to know that I was not alone. We encouraged each other. Our trees grew side by side. Take breaks when you need them. Rest is also important for growth. Just like a tree needs time to rest, so do you. After a break, you will come back stronger and ready to learn more. There were days when I felt tired. On those days, I took a break. I listened to music or took a walk. When I came back, I felt refreshed. My mind was ready to learn again. Set small goals for yourself. Maybe today you will learn 5 new words. Tomorrow you might practice speaking for 10 minutes. These small goals are like steps on a ladder. Each step takes you higher. I made a goal to learn 1 new word every day. At the end of the month, I knew 30 new words. Each word was like a branch on my tree. My English was growing, little by little. Don't compare yourself to others. Your journey is your own. Some trees grow fast and some grow slow. But all trees grow at their own pace. Focus on your progress, not on how others are doing. I used to feel bad when others spoke better English than me. But then I realized everyone has their own pace. I learned to focus on my own growth. My tree was growing, and that was all that mattered. Practice every day. Even if it's just for a few minutes, it makes a difference. Your tree needs daily care to grow strong. Make English a part of your daily life. I made a habit of speaking English every morning. It was like watering my tree every day. Soon, speaking English became natural to me. My fluency grew stronger with each day. Use what you learn. If you learn a new word, try to use it right away. If you learn a new phrase, say it to someone. This helps you remember and makes your English stronger. I once learned the word grateful. I used it in a sentence right away. I am grateful for my family, I said. Using the word helped me remember it. It became a part of my English. Be kind to yourself. Learning a new language is hard. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to take time. Treat yourself with kindness. Your tree will grow faster when you are kind to yourself. And find a partner to practice with. A friend or a classmate can help you stay motivated. You can help each other learn. Practicing together is like planting two trees side by side. They grow better together. I had a friend who was also learning English. We practiced together every week. We would talk about our day in English. These talks helped us both. Our fluency grew faster because we supported each other. Remember that every little bit helps. Even if you can only practice for a few minutes, it's still progress. Every drop of water helps the tree grow. Every bit of practice helps your fluency grow. There were days when I was too busy to study, but I would still listen to a short English podcast or read a few sentences. Even these small efforts helped. They were like small drops of water for my tree. Be curious. Ask questions when you don't understand something. Curiosity is like the sun that helps the tree grow. The more you learn, the more your English will improve. I used to be shy about asking questions. But then I realized that asking questions was how I learned. I started asking more and more questions. Each answer helped my English grow stronger. Practice with real-life situations. Order food in English, ask for directions, or have a small chat with someone. Using English in real life is like taking your tree out into the sun. It helps your fluency grow faster. One day, I decided to order my coffee in English. I was nervous, but I did it. The barista understood me, and I felt proud. It was a small victory, but it made my tree of fluency grow a little taller. I keep learning new things. Fluency is not just about knowing words, it's about understanding ideas. The more you learn, the more fluent you become. Learning is like adding branches to your tree. I love learning new things. Every time I learn something new, my English grows. It's like my tree is getting more branches, making it stronger and more beautiful. Stay positive even when it feels hard. Remember that every great tree started as a small seed. Your English might be small now, but it will grow. Believe in your journey and keep going. There were times when I felt discouraged. I wondered if I would ever be fluent. But then I reminded myself of how far I had come. My English was growing, and I knew it would keep getting better. Enjoy the journey. Learning English is not just about the destination, it's about the journey. Each step you take is a part of your story. Enjoy each moment, and your fluency will grow naturally. Looking back, I realize that the journey to fluency was one of the best parts of learning English. Each new word, each new sentence was a step forward. I learned to enjoy the process, and my tree grew because of it. Use different tools to help you learn. Apps, books, and videos can all be helpful. They are like different types of soil, water, and sunlight. Each tool helps your tree grow in its own way. I used an app to practice vocabulary every day. It was fun, and I could see my progress. Each time I learned a new word, it was like adding another leaf to my tree. My English grew stronger with each tool I used. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Try new things in English, even if they are challenging. Growth happens when you push yourself. Your tree will grow taller and stronger when you face new challenges. One day, I decided to give a short speech in English. It was scary, but I did it. Afterward, I felt proud. I knew that my fluency had grown because I had taken a risk. Remember that fluency is not about being perfect. It's about being able to communicate. Your tree doesn't have to be perfect to be beautiful. Just keep growing and your fluency will come. When I stopped worrying about being perfect, I started to enjoy speaking English more. I realized that mistakes were part of the process. My tree of fluency grew because I stopped aiming for perfection and focused on progress. Learn from others. Watch how fluent speakers talk. Listen to their pronunciation and try to mimic them. Learning from others is like borrowing a little sunlight from their tree to help yours grow. I had a teacher who spoke English fluently. I would listen carefully to how she spoke and try to copy her. Over time, my English started to sound more natural. My fluency grew because I learned from her. Practice patience. Fluency takes time. Just like a tree doesn't grow overnight, your English won't either. But with patience and care, you will see it grow little by little. I used to wish I could be fluent right away. But then I realized that good things take time. I learned to be patient with myself. My English grew slowly but steadily, just like a tree. Setbacks are part of the journey. Sometimes you might feel like you're not improving. But remember, even a tree faces storms. These challenges make it stronger. Your setbacks will help you grow too. There was a time when I felt like I wasn't making progress. I felt stuck, but I kept going. Later, I realized that those tough times helped me learn and grow. My fluency became stronger because I didn't give up. Find a role model. Look up to someone who speaks English well. Learn from their journey. Their story can inspire you and show you that fluency is possible. I admired a person who spoke English so fluently. I wanted to be like them. I learned from their experiences and followed their advice. My fluency grew as I worked toward my goal. Take time to review what you've learned. Go back to old lessons and practice them again. Reviewing is like watering your tree regularly. It helps your knowledge stay fresh and strong. I used to review my vocabulary list every week. It helped me remember the words I had learned. My English grew stronger because I took the time to review and practice.